Hey Bricks, it's Bürkle here, and welcome to episode 7 of Middle Earth MOCs, my mock review series of MOCs from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I got a lot of epic MOCs to show you in already the 7th episode of this MOC series. I'm really enjoying doing all of these episodes for you because all of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit MOCs just look superb, and I definitely want to show you a lot more, so I'm really grateful for all of your support towards this series. And yeah, in this episode, I'm going to show you some pretty epic MOCs, so stay tuned for those. Of course, if you are enjoying my Middle Earth MOC series, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. Go subscribe to Bürkle if you are new to my channel. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any LEGO videos. And if you want to submit your own LEGO The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit MOC to be featured in a future episode of Middle Earth MOCs, you can send me some pictures to my Instagram DM. The link is actually in my description down below. I will give you my email, and then you can easily just send me some high quality pictures on there for a feature in a future episode. So the first MOC we're going to go and take a look at is actually a modification of the original LEGO Council of Elrond set. And this is actually made up of 3 to 4 of the original Council of Elrond sets made by Adam Purves. And I definitely think that this is just an amazing MOC. I really like the fact that the MOC builder included so many of the builds from the original set. Over here on the right, we got, of course, those original arches. Actually, we got Arwen over here with the pathway. We got a couple of trees scattered around the MOC. And then, of course, over here in the back, we actually got that epic weaponry stash over there as well. That sort of armory piece, which was included in the original set. It's just a bit bigger, so that also looks amazing. And over here, actually, in the middle is the main big part of this set. We got, of course, the Council of Elrond with a bigger sort of area, of course, where all of the chairs are seated. So that's definitely something amazing. I really like the fact that this builder included a lot of those chairs. And I also like the fact that this builder included a lot of the trees. I definitely think that adds a lot of value to this Rivendell MOC. So I'm definitely a big fan of this mod of the original set. I always thought it was a bit of a small set. So just let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this epic Council of Elrond MOC. Next up, we got the Helm's Deep Wall MOC made by Adam Dodge. And I'm in love with this MOC right here. I think it's really cool. We got a bunch of Uruk-hai storming towards the wall. Over here on the far right, you can see this collapsing Uruk-hai ladder. And that is actually because the Helm's Deeping Wall is exploding at this very moment. So you can see that the entire explosion is happening right now. You can even see some Uruk-hai just running away from the explosion. That's definitely something epic. And of course, we got a lot of detailing on the ground, of course, with the landscaping. We got some of those light tan and dark tan plates used. We got a light blue water stream actually leading up to the explosion right over here in the middle. And I think the explosion of the deeping wall is actually quite a creative build right here. We got some of those bush pieces used, and I've never seen that before for, of course, explosions. You can see a couple of those dark tan bush pieces, but also a bush piece with a mixed color. We got some red and of course the dark tan on there. So I've never seen that piece before. Maybe it's just custom or something like that, but I'm not sure about that. Never seen that piece before, so if you have seen that piece before in any LEGO set, just let me know because I think it's quite cool to use in some future MOCs of my own. But yeah, we get some fire pieces coming out from the explosion as well, and of course a lot of those sort of debris pieces floating in the air. We got some awesome custom elf minifigures. We got over here, we got Gimli, and of course a Legolas, and then of course I think it's Aragorn right there. Yeah, Aragorn. We got a Rohan soldier. So a lot of epic minifigures used within this set. And I especially like the sort of inside of the deeping wall actually right here with those studs showing and a couple of those slopes used. I think it's really creative and adds a lot of sort of detailing and value to the wall itself. So I really think that looks amazing. And then, of course, speaking of the wall, of course, the deeping wall, I really like the fact that the MOC builder also added a lot of those bigger bricks on the outside. I think that definitely adds to the sort of, well, of course, the accuracy in comparison to the official Helm's Deep deeping wall, where, of course, the bricks were also quite big. So I definitely think that looks amazing. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this MOC. I'm definitely a big fan of it. So the next MOC we're going to go and take a look at is actually the Minas Tirith Microbuild made by Steve. And I think it looks really cool. I really like micro builds. I'm not a big fan of making them myself, but I think it's really impressive to capture a big building with so few pieces within Lego. And I don't really see a lot of micro builds on the internet, but I stumbled upon this one and I really wanted to show it off in my Middle Earth MOC series. So a lot of credit to this MOC builder. I definitely think it looks amazing. I really like the fact that this builder used a lot of course, the light bluish gray pieces, but with a couple of older gray pieces mixed in as well, because that definitely adds a lot of detail. And we got a couple of those slope pieces, some other pieces used for buildings. And over here, another vantage point, actually, you can see the big rock in, of course, the middle with a little passageway if you look closely underneath it. And the big rock work over here on the left actually also looks amazing in my opinion. You can see, of course, sort of courtyard area in front of the throne room of Minas Tirith. And I definitely think that also looks amazing with a lot of those sort of sand green pieces and that big sort of white area actually with the white tree of Gondor. So that also looks sick. And over here you can see the entire city from above with a lot of buildings. And I especially like the fact that the MOC builder added a couple of those sort of slopes and cheese pieces to add a little bit of value to the roofs. Actually, that adds a lot of detail. But yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of this micro build, and I really want to know your opinion on this MOC. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of it. And the final MOC we're going to go and take a look at before I move to your submissions is actually a very cool MOC. This MOC is actually from the Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug movie. And I just love this MOC. This MOC has been made by Jonas Kramm. And this is the MOC called Halls of Thranduil. This actually is a part of the Woodland realm of course, the Mirkwood Forest. And that is definitely an amazing MOC, as you can see right here. The scale of this MOC is just massive with lots of details. And we're going to go and zoom in a bit and take a look at this MOC. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Jonas Kramm over here. So he built this for Comic-Con back in June 2016. So this MOC is a little older, but I definitely think it needs a feature on this MOC series, because just take a look at this MOC right here. It looks amazing. You can definitely see a lot of detailing on this MOC. We got, of course, the inside of the Woodland realm and the outside. So we got an interior and an exterior for this MOC, which is definitely something really cool in my opinion. But we're going to go and take a look at the interior first of all. So the interior really looks amazing. We got a couple of parts within the interior. Of course, we got the entrance to the Woodland realm of course, Thranduil. So that definitely also looks amazing with those arches. And we got some rock work on the inside with a lot of awesome techniques used. We got a couple of regular slopes. We got some of those snot techniques on the sides. So all of those techniques definitely look amazing. And I really love the way that Jonas actually included the big light bluish gray wall within the rock work over here. He really made an epic transition over here on the top. So that definitely looks amazing. I also love the fact that he used a couple of those pieces in an inverted way actually over here to create that nice effect. And over here, actually, in the back of the rock work, we got this little cave over here with Bilbo. He's actually sneaking around with the one ring in his hand. We got a little torch right here. And I definitely like the way that Jonas created those stairs right there with, I believe, those sort of reddish brown. No, not reddish brown, but a sort of brownish color on the floor. That definitely looks amazing. And over here on the left of that sort of passageway right there. We got this sort of, well, stream actually. We got a little bit of water coming out of this wooden pipe over here. Some drinking water, I suppose. And over here on the right, actually, there's this amazing waterfall with a lot of detail. And we get some grass pieces over here. The grass pieces, of course, on top of the rock work, which truly looks amazing. And, of course, those translucent white pieces simulating the waterfall. And the waterfall actually continues all throughout the MOC over here. On the right, you can see underneath the pathway on which the dwarves are actually walking. We're going to take a look at that in a second. But you can see a lot of dark tan detailing on the bottom with that sort of water stream right there. So that definitely looks amazing in my opinion. I really like all of the details right there with those cheese pieces. We got some of those sort of wedge slopes right there. Also really awesome pieces. I really like the usage of that. And then, of course, we get this awesome transition over here on the left, actually, from, of course, the dark tan into the dark bluish gray rock work, which also looks superb in my opinion. And if we're going to take a look at the walkway, actually, right here, we got all of the dwarves walking on top of the walkway, which is also quite a random walkway, actually. I really like the shape of the walkway, but it also has a lot of awesome details over here. We got a couple of random elves just walking around with some different accessories. We even got an elf over here with some shorter hair, actually. But I really like the detailing on the bridge. You can see a lot of those cheese pieces, some other different kinds of plates, and we got a couple of those whip pieces actually on the sides to sort of simulate some branches from trees. So that also is a nice inclusion of detail. And then if we're actually going to take a look at the throne hall of Thranduil, I'm going to just call it a throne hall over here. It's actually just a little place right here. We got this sort of wooden stair system leading up to the throne, and we got, of course, Thorin Oakenshield, Thranduil, and two guards over there. And the throne itself of Thranduil really looks superb. It's really a high throne made of a lot of different brown pieces. Actually, we got some of those, actually 4 of those big horns in dark tan color on the sides, so that also looks superb. And I especially like the stairs over here on the bottom of the throne. You can see that you can just pose up the King Thranduil minifigure to walk down, of course, and talk to Thorin Oakenshields. And if we're going to take a look at the elfish guards, actually, you can see that these are pretty epic elfish guards. You can see this sort of special type of helmet. I don't know from which Lego theme it is, but I have seen it before, so I definitely like the inclusion of those helmets for the elven guards, actually. So those are definitely amazing. And then Jonas actually also included a lot of architectural design of the elves within this MOC. So if we're going to take a look at the top over here, you can see this big sort of structure with a lot of arches, and these are actually made in light bluish gray, and all of these pieces are just random Lego pieces, just a lot of separate pieces, actually no big pieces used within these arches. And I definitely think that looks superb. You can see a lot of detailing on the top. We got some of those sort of thinner pieces, actually those sort of flag poles and some other wands from, of course, the Harry Potter theme, for example. So a lot of different pieces to simulate those arches. I really like the detailing, and there are a couple of awesome spikes sticking out on top. But you can even see that the throne is actually sticking out on the top as well to sort of simulate that it is a big tree, actually. So that definitely is something amazing, a sort of Easter egg of the Woodland realm, I suppose. But I really like the sort of style of the architectural design Jonas included within this elven woodland realm. And over here, of course, the bottom of the sort of pillars right here are also nicely detailed with those pieces. We got some of those cheese pieces, a lot of those tiles actually used as well. So really a lot of detailing on the inside of the kingdom of Thranduil, of course, the woodland realm. And we're going to go and take a look at the outside next. Taking a look at the exterior of the woodland realm, we can first of all spot this awesome stream underneath the bridge, and it's actually really detailed. We can see a lot of those translucent white pieces used in a sort of special way, which adds a lot of detailing. And if you look at this stream from afar, it definitely looks like a real river, actually, and that definitely is something amazing in my opinion. And the bridge is actually quite simple. It's just a couple of those light bluish gray pieces pieces with a lot of tiles on top, actually. But what I'm more interested in is actually the sort of detailing next to the bridge. You can see that the bridge is actually integrated into some rock work and the landscaping, actually, of this MOC. So that definitely also looks amazing. You can see some green pieces actually simulating some grass next to the bridge, which is also switched up with a lot of those dark bluish gray pieces simulating the rock work. So I really like the look of that. You can see a lot of grass just next to the bridge, a couple of plants and such, some bushes. And then over here, actually on the bottom, you can see these roots of a tree, which also looks amazing. I really like the fact that Jonas included those roots with a couple of mushrooms on there as well, which definitely looks amazing. Those branches as well just look superb. And we can take a closer look at the landscaping as well, actually, with a lot of awesome techniques used on this little hill area over here on the left. You can see a lot of those green pieces used in a snot technique, and that definitely adds a little bit more variety in, of course, the design of the landscaping. Over here on the right, we can see a lot of dark bluish gray pieces, and that also looks amazing in my opinion, with a couple of slopes being used in the regular way of building with Lego, and also a couple of slopes being used within, of course, the snot technique, which definitely adds a lot of variety to the build, and I think it just adds a lot of value and, of course, a natural look to this MOC. So I definitely think the landscaping looks superb. And there's also a sort of division in this forest over here. You can see that the tree over here on the right is really light, actually. It has a lot of light green pieces, and the ground as well is really light green. And if we're going to take a look at this sort of area right over here on the left, you can see a lot of dark green pieces used. And the tree itself actually is also dark green, so that definitely is a sort of division between the light area, of course, of the Mirkwood Forest, where we got the Elven Woodland realm, and then over here on the left, actually, we got the dark Mirkwood Forest, where all of the spiders are lingering and the dark forces are at play. So that definitely looks amazing in my opinion. We got this Mirkwood elf actually over here just walking on the sort of path, and I also like the way Jonas created this pathway right here with a couple of empty spaces between those tiles, which definitely look amazing. And on the outside of the main gate of Thranduil's kingdom, we can actually see a lot of architectural details from the elves. We got these nicely detailed pillars, which we could actually also see within the throne room of Thranduil. We got a lot of detailing over here on these pillars, which definitely looks amazing. The walls of the gate are actually also detailed with these sort of staff pieces over here, which also looks amazing. So that definitely adds a lot of detailing to the wall right here, because other than these architectural designs, the wall is actually quite plain. So I definitely think that those detailings add a lot of detail. And over here on the sides, actually, there's this awesome technique used. You can see that the floor is actually a sort of brick built wall, but moves on its side. So we can see a lot of slopes on the side, pointing towards actually the front over here, and there's a couple of tiles over there to smooth it off a bit. So I definitely think that adds a lot of detailing and keeps this floor a lot more smooth in comparison to using a lot of tiles on top. And I definitely think that this is a great way to achieve the shape that Jonas wanted to achieve within this MOC. And if we're going to take a look at the sort of waterfall over here on the left of the bridge, you can also see that this looks amazing. We got a couple of those plants actually moved upside down. That definitely looks amazing in my opinion. And then of course we get Legolas, Greenleaf, and an elfin guard outside of the gate. And I also like the usage of those sort of sand blue pieces, actually. I believe sand blue. I don't know the actual name for the color of those sort of pieces, the blue pieces underneath the arches, but I definitely think that those pieces behind the arches look amazing. I really like that color, and I definitely think it fits well within the kingdom of Thranduil. So yeah, these were actually all of the pictures I had to show you of this epic Woodland Realm MOC, the Halls of Thranduil, made by Jonas Kramm. And if you did enjoy taking a look at this MOC, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, let me know in the comments what you think of this MOC. I definitely enjoyed taking a look at this awesome Lego The Hobbit MOC. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of it. So right now, I'm going to show you some mock submissions, and we're going to go and start with andrewstarczewski, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. You got the Dol Guldur mock over here, really epic mock, mate. I really love this mock, and it's just a really cool mock with, of course, we got Lord Elrond right here actually fighting a hunter orc, I suppose, with, of course, that epic helmet. I really like the inclusion of that helmet on, of course, the hunter orc. That definitely adds a lot of detailing to that minifigure. We got a Gundabad orc on top, and, of course, the Witch King of Angmar just jumping down right there. A big tree on top, actually, and some rock work over here on the bottom. That also looks amazing. We got this cage over here with the skeleton. I really like that cage right there. Definitely looks epic with the spikes on, of course, the bottom of that cage. We got this sort of stair system right over here as well with those stairs, and I really like this sort of look of the stairs with, of course, those spikes from the original Dol Guldur ambush and, of course, Dol Guldur battle set. So I think this mock really looks awesome, and I want to thank you for submitting this mock. So definitely go and keep on building, because I also read that you're going to build a bigger Dol Guldur mock. So I definitely look forward to taking a look at that in a future episode. So the next mock we're going to go and take a look at has been made by David Voss, and this is actually the Mines of Moria mock from, of course, the scene where all of the orcs are swarming down from the pillars, where the Fellowship of the Ring is actually trying to run away from the entirety of the kingdom of Moria. So that definitely is an amazing scene captured within this mock. I really like the pillars over here on both sides. We got a lot of epic techniques used within the pillars. We got some of those slopes used to create some holes within the pillars. A couple of orcs running down with those sort of clip pieces attached to their hands. That is really a clever technique to use for those orc minifigures. We got a lot of those sort of decorated bricks with, of course, the brick decoration on them as well in dark bluish gray color. That also adds a lot of detail. And I especially like the floor, actually, with a couple of those tiles. We got some jumper plates, some cheese pieces, and just a lot of regular dark bluish gray plates. And then, of course, we got the Fellowship of the Ring right over here in the middle, which also looks amazing. So I definitely am a big fan of this mock, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this epic Mines of Moria mock. So next up, we're going to go and take a look at another mock submission, which is actually the Barrel Escape from the Hobbit movie, made by Kakaj96. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But I definitely think your mock is really cool. You can see, of course, Dwalin and Balin over here. Actually, Balin with an orc on top of him. You can see, I believe, Thranduil over here with, of course, the blonde hairpiece right there. I'm not sure if it's just a random elf or, of course, Thranduil. And I assume, actually, that the green ninja minifigures are also elven warriors, but I'm not sure. But I definitely think that the build is also quite creative. We can see a little bit of water right there. Of course, the bridge right over there on top as well, sort of wall piece, actually, and some sort of, actually, pathway, of course, next to the river as well, with a big tree on the right. So I definitely think that this mock is pretty epic, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this mock. And next up, we actually got an awesome mock right here made by Rawool. This is actually the Shire mock made by him. We got a couple of buildings right here. Most importantly of all, over here on the top right, you can see Bag End right there with, of course, Frodo and Sam. And I especially like the fact that he added that sort of curved tree on top. We got the chimney with some smoke coming out, a couple of windows on the sides, actually really nicely detailed. We got a couple of greenery pieces as well. And underneath Bag End, you can see two other smaller hobbit holes over here with, of course, the yellow door right here, which is also nicely designed, actually. Really like the fact that you designed those hobbit holes yourself. That's really creative of you. So I really want to thank you for submitting this. And over here on the right, we got that red door with, of course, a Viking minifigure right there. And I believe that the left house is actually the house of Samwise Gamgee over there. Whoa, you got two Samwise Gamgee minifigures. That That's $80 right there. I believe they're $40 a minifigure right now. So that's really impressive, mate. Really impressive. I really think that this MOC is so cool. And then we're going to take a look at the other picture right here. You can see Bagan with, of course, actually in the dark. And you can see a little bit of light coming from the window right there. So that also looks sick over there. And here's actually a bit of an interior of Bagan. We got some treasures of Bilbo and such. That also looks amazing over here in that room on top. And then, of course, we got this sort of dining table over here on the bottom. And, of course, here's the light brick in the middle. So that also is a nicely designed feature. And over here is one of my favorite parts of this MOC, actually. This sort of inn right here with that sort of, actually the baker right here just leaving the big house right here with his sort of cake. And he also has a slice of pizza on there as well. And, of course, we got a sort of blacksmith over here on the far left with, of course, I believe the hairpiece from the bad guy from the Lego movie. I don't know his name anymore, but that's definitely something epic. And I really love the fact that you designed all of this yourself. I also really like the roof over here. It really has a nice shape. So I overall just love this MOC, and I want to thank you for submitting it. So keep on building, Rawool. I definitely think that you're just a great MOC builder so far. And yeah, I really love your MOC. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this MOC. And next up, we're going to go and take a look at the MOC by Joel Bürkle. And this is actually the Dwarven Kingdom, made up of 3 parts, actually. Over here, we got the entrance with some of those courier Dwarven soldiers. Actually, this is just the Mines of Moria gate with a lot of detailing on top. We got this big throne room over here with Thorin Oakenshield as the king with some Dwarven soldiers as well. And I believe I can see a couple of those Dwarven helmets, which are actually Gimli's helmets, but painted silver. So that also is really cool in my opinion. And we're going to go and take a look at another area right here. We got a lot of random stuff laying around, some armor and such, some weaponry, and some dwarves sleeping over here at the campfire. That also is quite epic. Over here we got this sort of mine system, and I definitely like this part over here. You can see, of course, the official set over here on the right. From, of course, the Lonely Mountain set, we got a sort of kingdom set over here on the left with this sort of railway system. And you can also see a lot of forging going on. And if we're going to go and take a look at the other side right here, you can see the Mines of Moria wool piece, actually. And over there on, of course, the top of the picture, you can see the railway system. So that also looks amazing. Now, Joel Bürkle also created this sort of Elven kingdom right here, which also looks amazing. So I want to thank you for submitting your awesome MOCs, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think of these creative MOCs by Joel Bürkle. So yeah, these were already all of the MOCs I wanted to show you in episode 7 of Middle Earth MOCs. Now, if you have a favorite MOC, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy watching this video, of course, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. Go subscribe to Bürkle if you are new to my channel. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any LEGO videos. And I'll see you all in episode 8 of Middle Earth MOCs.